Hello my crafting bunnies, it's Mio, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make this adorable macaroon bear. This combination tutorial uses needle felt and sewing, so it actually has a lot of components, but it's actually very easy to create. This miniature plushie is so adorable, it's great for decoration, and it's a great gift for a friend, and I love how it's small enough to fit in your hands. I also had the lovely opportunity to work with Take&Make to help create a craft box for you guys. This craft box has all the materials you need to create this exact same teddy bear, so I will leave all the information at the end of the video, so if you stay tuned for that, you can figure out how you get your own craft box. Let's start by creating the macaroon. You're going to need some tags, and these tags have a metal rim around it so it's much more stiff. If you have index cards, you can use those, but I found that index cards just aren't as strong. So I just cut off the string from these tags, and I'm just going to use this circle to be the base of my macaroon. With the large pink felt, I'm going to cut a circle around the tag, and you want to leave about an inch around the entire tag. You want to leave enough room so that you can sew. If it's too small, it's just not going to turn out right. Now with some thread, you're just going to thread a needle, put a knot at the other end. However you do it, this just so happens how I put a knot at the end of my sewing thread. And you're going to go ahead and start sewing. So for those of you guys who don't love to sew, luckily for you, this tutorial isn't really big on sewing. It's very easy. All you have to do is just sew up and down the perimeter of the pink felt circle you just cut. For a beautiful macaroon, I suggest you guys to do small stitches. My stitches are about 3 millimeters each. If you make them too large, then it just doesn't come out as pretty. So once you go all the way around, you don't want to knot it yet. But as you can see, when I pull the string, it actually ruffles up the fabric a little bit. Take some of the stuffing. You're only going to need a pinch full. You're going to hold it to the felt, and you're going to put the metal tag on top of it. Once you get the metal tag and the stuffing all inside, you're going to pull the string. As you can see, it wrinkles up around everything, and this is going to form one half of your macaroon. Now you can tie a knot, and make sure it's really tight and you make a really good knot. You're going to make 2 of these, so as you can see I have 2 halves of a macaroon, and soon they're going to be put together to form what looks like my macaroon. You're going to need to cut a cream colored circle and 2 extra pink ones. The 2 pink ones will go on each side of the macaroon, the cream will go in the center, and you're just going to hot glue everything together like so, and it will look just like this. It's a pretty easy way to make the most adorable macaroon plushie, don't you think? Alright, let's move on to the bear. You're going to need a foam board or a sponge at home and a felting needle. So these felting needles are special types of needles to help felting wool. So once you have these 2 together, we're going to go ahead and get your wool out. I'm taking a mint green piece of wool here, and I'm rolling it into a small little circle. I'm trying to make it as tight as possible. It's just easier to needle felt that way. And you're going to make a tiny little head. So just take your felting needle and poke several holes all around the wool and just gently rotate it so it's nice and round. The more times you poke your object, the smaller and more condensed it becomes. That's because it's forming cross links in the wool, and that's what's so special about needle felting. It's a very easy hobby to have. You just have to be very patient and persistent about poking it with the needle, and be careful not to poke your fingers. So once you're happy with the size of the head, you're just going to move on to the ears. I just took a pinch of mint green wool, and I'm just needle felting into what looks like a semicircle. Taking some light pink wool, you're going to place it in the center of your ear, and you're going to needle felt this down, and there is no glue involved. You just need your felting needle and needle felt the 2 together, and they will form cross links and stick together. Just make sure you leave enough of the green wool around so you can see the rim. And go ahead and place this onto the head and needle felt the ear onto the head where you think it belongs. Just make sure you place the ear symmetrical to the other side of the ear. You don't want one more anterior or posterior than the other side. For the mouth of your teddy bear, you're going to take some light cream colored felting wool, and you're going to needle felt this into a small little oval. To round off the edges, I actually rotated the object to a 90-degree angle and needle felt the edges. Just be very careful not to poke your fingers. This needle really does hurt a lot. With some black felting wool, you're just going to take a pinch and roll it between your fingers to form a long thin thread, and you're just going to needle felt a little tiny nose and a mouth for your bear. I won't lie, this procedure actually takes quite some patience and time to make sure it looks very nice, so please take your time while you're doing it. Once you're happy with the face, go ahead and position it onto your teddy bear head. I positioned it on the lower center portion of it and just needle felted the edges down. Just be careful not to press too hard, otherwise the needle will reshape the head itself as well. For the eyes, I'm using some animal eyes I bought online. I took my felting needle and poked a hole where I think the eyes belong on the teddy bear head. And where this hole is helps guide where I place the animal eye. All I have to do is just insert it into the hole. And once you're happy with the position, you can actually take some crafting glue and glue them in. If you don't have animal eyes, don't worry, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own. You're going to need some black polymer clay, roll it into a small circle to the size of the eye you want it, and flatten it. Once you make 2 of these the size that you want, bake it in the oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. Once you have 2 sets of eyes already baked, you need some gold eye pins. You can buy these at any craft store, and the flat head is really nice because you can add super glue to the flat head and you can glue it onto the back of the eyes. So I just position the eyes on the center, super glue them, and just cut off the extra wire, and you pretty much have your own set of animal eyes. All you gotta do now is add a little bit of pink wool underneath the eyes so that your teddy bear is blushing. Now that the head of your teddy bear is all done, we can move on to the rest of the body. So with some more green wool, you're going to roll this into a ball and needle felt a body. The body is going to be a tad bit smaller than the actual size of the head. It has a slight pyramid shape where the pointier part is part of the neck of the teddy bear. And once you're happy with the size of your body, you can go ahead and position this underneath the head and needle felt the 2 pieces together. As you can see, the body of the teddy bear is actually really small. You don't want it to be too big, and this helps make your teddy bear look even cute. You're also going to need a needle felt multiple legs. You're going to need 4 of them. All you have to do is needle felt tiny little cylinders. Just be very careful not to poke your fingers because these pieces are very small. I want my teddy bear to be hugging the macaroon, so I place the arms and legs facing towards one direction. It happens to be the right side of the bear, so I'm just positioning them horizontally underneath the head so it's actually parallel with each other. So the legs and arms should be facing one direction and should be parallel. Once you're done needle felting the limbs, you're going to needle felt a tiny little tail. It's just a little ball, and you're just going to place this at the bottom of your teddy bear and needle felt it on. Now we've completed 2 major components of the project. You can now glue them together. So I'm just going to hot glue the macaroon and the teddy bear together. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you can use super glue or whatever else you have at home. It just takes a longer time to dry. I'm using hot glue because it's so easy and it dries so fast. I just put some glue down the body and hot glue it onto the macaroon. And to decorate the piece, I'm taking some blue ribbon and I'm tying a cute little bow just like you would with your shoelaces. Just make sure it's small enough to fit on the top of your macaroon and cut off all the extra ribbon. All you have to do is glue this on the very top of your macaroon. Just position it where you like. I also took 2 pearl beads, each one in different sizes. One's larger than the other and one's a slight tinge pink, but you can use whatever color beads you want. And I thought this would make your macaroon look extra pretty, but if you don't want to add them, that's completely fine. I just hot glued the 2 together, and that was how I created this adorable macaroon bear. It's a super easy project and I absolutely loved how it turned out. I think it makes a wonderful gift to your best friend or your mom because Mother's Day is coming up. Whatever it is, I hope you guys enjoy creating this project. For more tutorials like these, please subscribe if you haven't already, and do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my username is FlyingMio. You can check out previews of all the projects I have going on there. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I teamed up with Take&Make to create this tiny little bear into a craft box. So this box will contain all the materials you need to create a replica of this teddy bear. So when you order a Take&Make box, this is what your box will look like. It's a cardboard box. It has my label on it. And this box specifically is used to make one of these teddy bears hugging this macaroon. So you can see in proportion to size, this is how big the actual box is. It's super adorable. It comes in a cute little bow at the very front. And once you open up the box, you will immediately notice that there should be a card inside. And this card gives you the picture of the project that's going on, a small message, and a list of all the materials that are inside this box. If you flip the card over, there is a nice little scan, and you can scan this and it will lead you back to this video so that you can figure out how to make this project in case you forgot how. And this is what the box looks like inside. It has a cute little Take&Make logo. I think it's super adorable. And the tissue has a lot of stuffing in here so that it keeps all of your items nice and safe. So I went ahead and took out all the stuffing in the box, and this kind of gives you a rough idea of everything that's inside. As you can see, everything here is packaged and labeled with this cute, adorable logo. I think everything here has been so nicely packaged. I think they did a wonderful job. And everything here has all the materials you need to make this teddy bear from scratch. So you should get some black and pink felting wool for the details of the bear, some green felting wool for the bear itself, and some cream felting wool for its nose and mouth. Now this is optional for your box. If you want to add in a felting needle and board, you can add this into the box. If you don't, you can just click the option to option out of it. But those of you guys who don't have this, you can now have a felting needle and board to go along with your kit. And that's what you have for the bear. For the macaroon, you have all the felting pieces you need to create the macaroon. You have one cream, 2 small pink ones, and 2 larger pink ones. And you got the 2 little tags you needed to help make it more stable. Each of the pieces should be large enough for you to make the insides and the outside of the macaroon, so you should have more than enough space. All you need is a pair of scissors to do the cutting, and even for the sewing pieces and stuffing, it's all in the box. Here's the stuffing that goes inside your macaroon, and here has the ribbon, the pearls, the sewing needle, and the sewing string so that you can pretty much create your own macaroon. You can see all the objects are packaged nicely in here so that you don't get poked. And for the eyes, you get some black sculpty clay and 2 little eye pins to form eyes of your very own, and some super glue to put the 2 together. So see, you have everything you need to create this teddy bear. So if you guys are interested in that, I will leave a link below to Take&Make so that you guys can order your own box. And I hope you guys have a good time crafting. Good luck everyone, and I will catch you guys very soon. Bye!